In order to do the things that we're going to be asking you to do in this class, you're going to need a functioning email and actually a functioning Gmail account, Google. Part of the reason for this is, in addition to having email, which you need a functioning email address to get into the Moodle, we're probably going to be working on some collaborative documents which will require that you use Google Docs. Okay, so what you do is you go to Google, www.google.com, and what you're going to do is up here where it says Gmail, you're going to click on that. Alright, and it brings you to Gmail, and what you're going to do is you need to create an account. Now, one of the things you do need to do, if your parents have issues with you having an email address, that's okay, we can work around that. Your parents can let them, if necessary, your parents can use your parents' account just to activate Moodle, and then we'll work around that some other way. However, it is important. You are going to need to use. You are going to be able to use email. So I strongly recommend that if you have an issue with that and your parents, I would like to contact your parents and discuss it with them. Okay. So first, how do we get started with Gmail? Well, you put in your name. I'm going to use my informal name, Jim Rusconi, and my desired login is going to be Jim Rusconi 2010. All right. I would suggest you can use your own name that way. Please don't use Hot Italian 25 or whatever like that. I'd suggest you use your regular name, all right, and your year of graduation. Let's check availability, see if that's available. Yes, it is available. Good. Now I'm going to use my password. Now, just because I know how people forget things, what I'm going to suggest, use your Coyle Cassidy password plus your year of graduation. All right, so you use your Coyle Cassidy password plus your year of graduation. All right, and then I don't really want to stay in. Okay, enable web history. I don't want to do that. Okay, security question. Let's pick a security question. What's your primary first teacher? I can't even spell her first name. So write my own question. First cat. And the answer is Cringer, believe it or not. And a recovery email. Now, I do not have a recovery. If you do not have an email, you can leave this blank. If not, you can put your regular email, the email that you normally use for this purpose. All right. Some people might want to have a separate email account just for their school stuff, and that's perfectly okay. I have actually several email accounts. So in this case, I'm going to put a recovery email in. I'm going to leave this blank. All right. And so we move on to the next part, the location, the United States, my birthday. And I'm going to do a little experiment here. I'm going to have my birthday as, and you don't really actually have to tell the absolute truth. You should give your correct year of birth, but you don't necessarily have to give your correct actual birthday. I'm going to go with April Fool's Day, and I'm going to go with 1995. Okay, so that thinks that I'm, what is it, 16 years old. Okay, the reason I'm doing that is I want to see if it's okay for me as a young person to do this. All right, I type in my the code word PASHANCIFO, and I read the terms of service, and I say yes, I agree to all this stuff, which I honestly don't care, and I create my Google account. And hopefully it'll let me do it. And it's redirecting me, and it looks like I just created my own email. All right, so it will allow people who are under 18 years old to create an email, so that's good. So it brings me to my account. And that's how we've done it. All right, so that's a very, very simple thing. It's easy. I strongly recommend that you do set up yourself a Gmail account, even if you have a regular email account, because this is going to be something you're going to be using. One of the things we're going to be talking about later on is the use of Google Docs. Okay, so set up your email account. Prefer if it has your name on it, and you use your Coyle Cassidy password plus your year of graduation. In some of your cases, it's going to be like 2011, 2012. All right, and then you're going to use that to log into Moodle.